All rise. Oh yay, oh yay, oh yay. Silence is commanded by the Honorable Commission. All of those having business, draw near.
Thank you, and good morning to everyone, and you may be seated at this time. Silence is commanded, so therefore I'm going to ask you all to please check your cell phones. Check all of your phones, and Sergeant and I on the same page, so that means everybody else ought to be on the same page, all right? I've asked you to be seated as we go through our inspiration, and then when our Minister Nelson gets ready to do our invocation, I'm going to ask you to restand. And after the invocation, I'm going to ask Commissioner Lockett that he would lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. And I want to reintroduce, that's the word I'm going to use, Minister Nelson, because she's been here before with us, to lead us in our inspiration and invocation. Minister Nelson is a Savannah native, all right? And she was called to the ministry and received her license in 2014. She's also officially ordained April 30th of 2023, and she comes from the Second Arnold Missionary Baptist Church under the leadership of Reverend Richard L. Hall Sr. And so she's going to come to us and bring us our inspiration and our invocation. And Minister Nelson, the floor is yours.
Good morning.
Good morning.
To all those in their respective places, my name is Minister Shannon Nelson, as was previously said, and I bring you greetings from the Second Arnold Missionary Baptist Church, where my pastor is Pastor Richard L. Hall Sr. And I thank you this morning for inviting me once again to share an inspirational moment with you. To God be all the glory. So I'm going to talk about Thanksgiving, because we are in the season of Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving for some is the best holiday of the year, dedicated to spending time with family, eating your weight in turkey and stuffing, and decorating the table to picture-worthy perfection. And don't forget about Black Friday. But given the fact that the occasion is rooted in sharing your gratitude, it is also the perfect opportunity to tap into a more reflective mindset, or to take a respective look at where you were then versus where you are now, and who brought you this far. So when we began to pray over the bountiful meal before us on next Thursday and indulge in a Thanksgiving dessert that you just can't seem to get enough of, let us be reminded what it means to be truly thankful. The Bible says in Psalms 100, verses 4 and 5 NIV, which is a psalm for giving grateful praise. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise him. For the Lord is good and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations. This psalm is an example of how to put thanks in Thanksgiving. Most Americans generally believe that their Thanksgiving is modeled on a 1620 harvest feast shared with the English colonists or pilgrims of Plymouth and the Wampanoag people. A tradition started then, but Thanksgiving, it is the expressed gratitude, especially to God. It is a celebration of divine goodness and an act of giving thanks. What should giving thanks mean to us? Just as King David expressed in verses 4 and 5, gratitude, which is thanksgiving, is the appropriate way to enter God's presence with a thankful heart. Adoration, praise, we should openly praise God's name. And his faithfulness is eternal. His promises and loyalty are steadfast through all generations. Giving thanks should be the first thing that we do when we rise in the morning with the blood running warm through our veins, when we look around and see that our family is doing fine, when we have served others with a genuine heart. performing random acts of kindness with others. So let us give thanks because we serve a faithful God, because we serve a merciful God, because we serve a mighty God. Let us give thanks because Jesus came down to earth to set the captives free. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for it is the will of God in Jesus Christ for you." So remember to enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name, for the Lord is good and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations. So while we're sitting around enjoying delicious dishes, telling stories, looking at the game, or wherever the holiday season may find us, let us remember what it means to put the thanks in Thanksgiving. This is what Thanksgiving means. Give thanks, for the Lord our God is good. Let us stand.
May we sing?
Father God, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for this day because this is a day that you have made. We thank you for just waking us up in a reasonable portion of mind, oh God. Oh God, and now as this meeting began, God, we just thank you for having everyone on one accord, oh God. Oh God, we thank you for everyone that's in this room. We thank you for their presence. And oh God, we just give you glory this morning. We magnify you, we give you glory, and we praise your name. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Commissioner Lockett?
To the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Minister Nelson, let me say again, we thank you for being here with us, and we thank you for bringing us the inspiration and the invocation. All right, and we look forward to seeing you more.
Okay,
right.
thank you.
All right, roll call.
Chester A. Ellis, Chairman.
Present.
Bobby Lockett, District 3, Vice Chairman.
Present.
Melinda Scott Hodge, District 2, Chairman Pro Tem.
Present.
Anthony Wayne Noah, District 1.
Here.
Patrick K. Farrell, District 4.
Here.
Tanya Milton, District 5. Aaron Whiteley, District 6.
Here.
Dean Kicklighter, District 7.
Here.
Marsha Buford, District 8.
Here.
And Commissioner, she's here somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
There she is.
there she go.
Yes, sir.
Good. Just want to make sure that she's marked present for it. All right, proclamation declaring November as Youth Homelessness Outreach, Prevention and Education Hope Month in Chatham County. And we have the Executive Director here from Park Place. You'll come and bring everybody you want to be with you. I'm going to read part of this and put it into the records, and then I'll turn the floor over to you. All right? The County of Chatham, Georgia, proclamation. Whereas the month recognizing formerly known as National Runaway Prevention Month began in 2001, following the landmark White House Conference and Express and runaway children on runaway children to illustrate the challenge faced by runaways and homeless youth that offer runaway and homeless youth that remains invisible. The campaign has been rebranded to Youth Homelessness Outreach, Prevention and Education Hope Month to reflect the borders issued associated with youth homelessness more accurately. Whereas the prevention of runaways and homelessness among youth is staggering, with studies suggested that each year nationally, more than 4.2 million young people ages 13 to 25 endure some form of homelessness, including as many as 1,000 children here in Chatham County, where 1 in 4 families live in poverty. Now, therefore, I, Chester A. Ellis, Chairman, on behalf of the Chatham County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim November 21st as Youth Hope Month in Chatham County and urge all citizens to support the effort to make a difference by raising awareness, promoting resources that offers hope and support, advocate on behalf of, and provide positive, safe, and empowering spaces for young people to thrive. In witness whereof, I here to set my hand and cause the seal of Chatham County, Georgia to be affixed this 21st day of November 2025. The floor is yours.
Good morning, and thank
Good
you
morning.
for this recognition. I'm Adriana Tatum Howard. I'm the Executive Director for Park Place Outreach. I'm here with Miss Connie Reynolds. She is our incoming Board President. For over 40 years, Park Place has provided services to at-risk youth, including runaway and homeless youth. And that includes a very wide range of definitions that fall under the umbrella of runaway and homeless youth. It could be youth that have been removed from their home for emergency reasons, youth that are in lieu of foster care, or youth that are in lieu of detention center. We have served over 6,500 youth and families for the duration that we have been in existing. Our mission is to increase their functional level with services to help them during their moments of crisis. By providing resiliency, upward mobility, transformative change, and hope, we are a safe place. Our agency is a self-referral agency, meaning we allow youth to walk up to our facility and self-admit anytime, 24 hours a day, 365 days throughout the year. We are grateful for this recognition to help shed a light on youth homelessness. As mentioned earlier, nearly 1,000 youth are identified each year as homeless. However, that number isn't quite accurate. If you consider being a teenager, they're not really trying to be known. They're invisible, and that's why we have our safe place. They're able to walk up and receive services. I want to thank you again for recognizing the valuable service that we provide to our community and being an advocate and support for everything that we do. Thank you.
Thank you all for the job you do, and thank you for working with those who we know and who can identify in our, especially through our school system with our youth. Thank you so much. Any commissioner? Go.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Just being there is important. Sometimes kids don't have nowhere else to go.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
All right. At this time, I'll call on the manager as we go to service award. Mr. Manager?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. I'm going to ask our Human Resources Director to come to the front as we recognize county employees for their various years of service to the citizens of Chatham County.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The employees that we're recognizing this morning have a total combined service of 170 years of service. We want to thank you for your service. We appreciate all that you do, and we hope that you accept this token of our appreciation. With 25 years of service, Ms. Suzanne Cooler.
Now that explains our whole engineering department back there.
I was about to say, I see Suzanne made her staff come in.
I actually didn't tell any of them about it.
Let them all.
Well deserved, Suzanne.
Let them all come and gather around. We're waiting on everyone. And see, I see my favorite engineer. Every time y'all go across Hutchinson Island and y'all look at that's him right there.
Well, y'all got to come on in.
He did it. He led the team that did it. I know, he did. He led the team that got it done.
All right, everybody look over here.
Yeah.
That's the most people I've ever had.
Right.
With 25 years of service, Miss Renee Rivers.
All right.
With 20 years of service, Miss Yorlinda Garrett. Years of service, Miss April Smith. 15 years of service, Miss Crystal Del Sato. 10 years of service, Miss Allison Steele. 10 years of service, Miss Tarnisha Robinson. 10 years of service, Miss Dion Stevens. 5 years of service, Miss Elena Joyner. 5 years of service, Miss Shayla Foster. 5 years of service, Corrections Officer David Strickland. 5 years of service, Deputy Sheriff Bradley Merle. 5 years of service, Alan Blake.
That's the engineering department again.
No balls.
5 years of service, Miss Kanisha Williams. 5 And last but not least, 5 years of service, Mr. Edwin Graham.
We thank you, all our, those who make Chatham County what it is today. Without your service and without your dedication to, we just thank you for what you do and how you do it, as well as you do it, all right? Thank you and congratulations to all who were recognized. We don't have any chairman's items or no commissioner items. I don't have any table items. Items for individual action. 1, to request board approval of the following budget amendments and transfers, fiscal year 2025. In the general fund, increased transfers in from sheriff funds, $4,463 to increase contingency. 2, in the sheriff fund, fund, within the drainage Marshall Branch Canal Project, transfer $247,990 from other purchase services to transfer out to the SPLOST 3 fund. B, within the Green Island Project, transfer $41,343 from land to transfer out $4,463 to the general fund, and $36,880 to the SPLOST 5 fund. C, decrease the Green Island Project Fund, $318,657 3, in the SPOS 3 fund, increase transfers in from self-fund $247,990 to increase to the Lewis Mill Redgate Rain Project. 4, in the SPOS 5 fund, increase transfers in from self-fund, that's $36,880 to increase the Green Space Project fiscal year 2026. In the general fund, transfer $24,000 from community support contingency to payment to others to fund the Coastal Georgia Indicators Coalition, $9,000, and Second Harvest of the Coastal Georgia, $15,000. 2, in the National Opioid Settlement Fund, increase revenues and expenditures, $18,282. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Properly motion is second that the request be approved. Are you ready for the question? Please cast your votes. Right. Request board approval of the resolution to support the 2026 state and federal legislative priority. Mr. Manager, you said you had someone.
Yes, sir. I'm going to ask Ms. Jennings to come to the podium. She's going to give you a brief overview of, based on the discussions with the board and staff, these are our legislative priorities for state and federal, and we ask that y'all approve that today, and we'll be about lobbying for state and federal funding. So, Ms. Jennings.
Yes, sir. All right, good morning.
Morning.
So as many of you, oh, what did I just do? Okay, sorry. So we have actually two policy statements. One is specifically to state, the other is specific to feds. This is based on your input and some feedback we have from you all. It's still amenable, opportunities for revision. So we'll just kind of walk through it. First, I'll start with the state policy statements, and the resolution will align with this as well. So priority 1 is in specifically to the fire fund. I know you guys have talked about this at great lengths, trying to explore opportunities to be able to secure funds to cover the fire service. Priority 2 is in regards to hotel motel tax and a request to increase that with opportunity to support the work that goes into short-term rental properties. And then priority 3 is in specific requests to infrastructure funding and support for that, which would include transportation, utilities, public facilities, et cetera. Then the other matters that we feel like are important that we make sure are highlighted is a child care tax credit. While this does not directly impact Chatham County, it does impact a lot of our employers in the community. The child support capacity, this is brought to us by our child support office in trying to maintain the services that they all provide. The disaster response and recovery fee is a potential add-on, but it would be allowed to cover some of the expenses that go into disaster recovery and response. Farmers Market, as you all may be aware, the current farmers market that's located in Garden City has not been updated in a number of years, and so we're asking for the state to consider that. Heirs property, this is a big challenge for probate court, so we're asking for review and revision to how the legislation is written to reduce confusion around heirs property. Recreational facilities, as you know, with the master rec plan that the county has been following, there's a need to try and diversify that funding source, and so this is requesting some support from our state leadership. Renewable energy allows us to continue to support some of the solar and EV work that we've started. And the school zone cameras, this is, again, we are supporting the establishment of a redefined. As you all know, this came up last year in the state policy, and so we're in support of that. And then finally, asking that SPLOST funds could be used for stormwater maintenance, which is not currently an allowable expense in that space. So that's the quick overview of the state.
All right, any questions about the state? All right, Commissioner Whiteley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for this, Tara. Quick question. So with that SPLOST expenditure revision, if they do give us the opportunity to utilize it, is there any projects that we have that we have existing on our list that would kind of qualify or fall in that same space? I know that we cannot, if it's not on the list, we cannot use it. However, if it's a quote-unquote similar project, we can. So,
Now let Ms. Kramer answer that
Thank you.
question.
Well, one of the things that we're looking at is, and you can kind of envision how we do a lot of road maintenance, resurfacing. Under the current, we can use some of the SPLOST funds for resurfacing. It would be similar for drainage. It would be for drainage maintenance, getting crews to go out or hiring contractors to go out and do maintenance to our drainage infrastructure.
all right, thank you.
So,
Three of them that come to my mind is the Hardin Canal, all right, the Pipe Makers Canal, and then the Caton Canal, all right, because those run, even though they run in the cities, Garden City and Bloomingdale, but it still comes in the unincorporated part. So that will give us an opportunity to use some of the money to boost what we need to do in those places.
And it was, sorry.
Go ahead.
And those were actually a part of the local option sales tax negotiations that we would
Right.
maintain the major canals.
Right.
I personally think if we would limit that on here to major canals, that we'd have a better chance of getting it passed, because I could see where if we don't limit it, they would think we're gonna try to just supplement the entire budget to be out there just cleaning the small ditches.
Okay. Well,
And-
this is presented to you for edit too, before we go.
Well, and the reason I ask is I'm asking if we currently have an existing project on our books that may fit into this category. That's what I'm asking. Because otherwise, if this passes, then we'll have to wait for the next.
Those three.
we currently have drainage maintenance of the major canals on the books now, we fund that now, and this would help supplement that.
Gotcha.
I have one quick question.
All right, go ahead.
I know it says maintenance, but a lot of our canals, older canals or ditches, we're not able to maintain them due to right-of-way issues. Would there be any way to add that acquisition of right-of-ways to be able to maintain the ditches that we're not able to maintain currently? Are you familiar?
Yeah, we certainly can look at that. Like I said, this is, these are the priority areas that we're going to work with the delegation to see if we can get them passed, and if we need to tweak them, we can do that.
A lot of the older developed areas in Chatham County, especially in District 1, there are old ditches. They were very small at the time. People came in and built subdivisions everywhere, and now they're just not adequate, and we need to acquire property to be able to push that water. Thank you.
All right, got it? Go ahead.
On that subject, I would like,
Okay, okay, all right, directly.
I want to ask the attorney, couldn't we legally utilize SPLOST monies now for the acquisition of the right-of-ways like he was talking about, because it is a capital improvement?
We could-
If you can fit it within the confines of the resolution, yeah.
Okay.
Because we do a lot of right-of-way acquisition because we know we're going to do it.
Right.
And you can't do anything till you get that. So,
That's what I'm saying, so we can take care of some of that now.
yeah, it's much more flexible and you can use other sources of money to go with it. And
Right.
a lot of times we're doing it under a reimbursement agreement with GDOT where we acquire it. Then once we can issue an opinion that we own all of the right-of-way free and clear, they will reimburse us the cost of that. Sometimes other projects don't qualify for that.
Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Lockett. Thank you. My question would be, is there anything there for incidental? What do you mean incidental?
No.
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 But the disaster relief thing that we mentioned would help with that.
Okay, okay. But now, we do have, it's not in SPLOST, but we do have where in case of there is a emergency situation or something that comes up.
Yeah, we have,
There's a way for us to get to that.
Yes,
All right, but it's
not
not
in
through
SPOS.
SPOS.
Okay.
All right, so that's why I asked you what you mean by incidental, right? Because it determines on, it's depending on what happened.
Yes.
See, and SPOS has some definite definitions to it as to how you can use those funds. And so we've always got to stay in tune with that definition, all right?
Got it.
But now, and let me say this too, before I move on. If there's something that comes up or something that a constituent call you about, please make the manager aware of it, all right? Have them send him an email, or you send them an email, or you call him, or they call him. But because a lot of times when people call and say, I talked to Commissioner so-and-so, and I didn't get no results. And the manager don't know what you're talking about, and I don't know what you're talking about, all right? So I hope that we can get people to use My Chatham more, because then we have a track record of when it came in and how it's going, all right? I'm coming back to you, but I'm going to Mr. Milton now.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
I just want to go back to the canals. That canal that runs from Veterans Parkway through Village Green on this side of Georgetown, on the north side of Georgetown, doesn't get any maintenance. A couple of months ago, the tree fell across it from somebody's yard, and we were able to get the tree out. But that canal is.
We can double check that, but it's on a maintenance cycle. Now, we go through there, I know at least once a year to perform maintenance there, but I'll look at the report and kind of verify that.
Isn't that a part of the Hardin Canal? That's not the Hardin?
No, I don't think it's hard.
I don't know which one it is, but it's gross.
Oh, okay.
I know where she's talking about. I know what she's
Oh,
talking
okay.
about.
All right, well, he'll get back to you with that request.
Thank
All
you.
right, now, let's go back to Commissioner North.
Kind of bouncing off Commissioner Whiteley's comment about a specific project. Under the disaster response and recovery fee, what exactly would we be buying equipment to respond to these emergencies or post-emergencies? Or are we talking about cleanup? Or
It would be more cleanup and remediation after storms going through.
would that take the place of federal funding that might come in later? Or would this be a stopgap to
No, I
help
think-
us get through it? Or
Could be supplemental. It could be supplemental, but the idea also is the fact that this is actually supported by the Emergency Management Association, and that's probably somewhat trying to get ahead of what we think could happen at the federal level.
All right, got everybody?
All right.
All right, let's go on to the federal.
Mr. Chairman, just one additional
Sure.
comment there. On our state priority list, you've got hotel motel tax listed there. That's got a lot of issues that we're trying to deal with, because we want to make sure that that's crafted in a manner where we can actually use that money for the purposes that was intended for us, and that's to deal with our short-term rental and those kind of things. So as the law is written now, it kind of handicaps us as to what we can do. So that's going to require a lot more work. So I just want to make y'all aware of that.
Are we drafting something as a template?
Yes.
We are.
Get it? Okay. I knew that, but I just want to make sure everybody knew. All right, you drafting the.
This is all as it is today. As we move through the process, we will keep you abreast of the
Okay.
advancements or the challenges that we have with each of these. All right, so we're going to move on to the federal policy statements. This should be your blue color flyer. So infrastructure is referenced with more specificity to the need, and this is about the Airport Airways project, because there are some federal funds associated with that. So that's a call out to that project specifically, and that's in partnership with the airport, and we're working alongside with them with that. Then you've got the federal inmate exclusion policy. This is something that NACO has been pushing for a couple of years, have not been successful in cracking that. Chief Deputy Holmes is here and can speak to this too, but this is basically when we have a detainee that's brought into the jail, after 30 days, they lose benefits. And so trying to keep that from happening during pre-trial is what we're asking for. Then your federal institutions, so right now Medicaid only reimburses for 16 beds. So this impacts Gateway as well as Coastal Harbor and some other facilities. Even the child and adolescent facility that is being built off Magnolia. So hopefully with this, we would increase that. And then the final one for federal is in regards to affordable workforce housing, really trying to make sure that these funds are not limited to entitlement communities. So right now, the city of Savannah is the entitlement community, so they get formula funds for housing. And therefore, the county has to go through a competitive bid process with what they call balance of state. So we're asking them to be able to make both buckets of funding equal. So even if we have to go competitive, there's still the same amount of money in each side. Any questions on the federal side?
Questions? You said you wanted, Chief Deputy on the,
No, I was just saying, if you had questions, I was going to let him speak. 'Cause
okay.
He
Yeah,
knows
come on.
that part better than I do.
Come on, Chief. So that they can understand what frustrations you all go through with their federal inmates.
Yes, sir. With this particular section, there's a number of inmates that we have that are on assistance. And once they've been there 30 days, that assistance cuts out. And it affects the families themselves. And they're no longer able to get that assistance to take care of their families. And you say, well, what does that have to do with the jail itself? Well, it has to do with the entire community, because then those persons that were receiving support can no longer take care of their families, and that creates issues with the inmate himself that's in the jail. It creates issues with the family itself, because then they've got to seek some other means of maintaining life, and it affects us because we become part of that issue, because the inmate now many of them begin to act out in the facility, tearing up things in order to get attention because of their frustrations and because they can't provide any kind of income for their or support for their families themselves. And it's not very often that this happens, but it does happen. And so any type of program that would help alleviate this, it's a big help to us, it's a big help to the community itself. It's a big help to me, because then I get the phone calls all day long from the families.
All right?
Yes,
Question from the Commissioner. Commissioner
yeah.
Milton first.
Are they, the inmates that are in prison for 30 days that you're talking about, are they waiting for court, or are they? Mhm. Okay.
All right, Commissioner Whiteley.
And just to kind of drive the point home, that also affects the jail medical contract, does it not?
Right.
Yes.
I thought so. Thank you.
Any other? Thank you all. That's it?
Yeah, I got one more thing.
All right, one more thing.
Yes, sir. Sorry. All right. So I'm going to switch gears for a second. So a couple of weeks ago, at the request of the board, given some of the knowledge of what was happening in the community with the federal shutdown and the need in our community, we have worked with Second Harvest. And so I just want to kind of go through a few of these slides for you. So 2 weeks ago, we did a distribution at Memorial Stadium. And we had some hands-on. Team Chatham has really stepped up and helped with this, because this was not something that we had originally planned to do, but this is what we're doing now. And so Parks and Rec, PIO, Police Department, and others have been really helpful in making sure that we were able to provide food and produce for some of our residents in the community. And then in addition to that, we've been packaging. And so we've been out at Second Harvest, and you see these pictures here. These are all Team Chatham members. So they've been allowed to go and package boxes to get them ready for distribution and move forward. Again, these are just some members of our team helping to complete those tasks. And then earlier this week, we actually had 2 giveaways to distribute food. And so again, this is what's happening. And you can see there, it's not just boxes of food, but we also have fresh produce. So it's a big need in our community. And then even today, we have 2. We've got one happening right now in Port Wentworth, and we have another one this afternoon. So we're trying to support the families the best we can. But I will also say, just for your awareness, we had tentatively planned to do something in December, but we've been advised that there's a food shortage. So we can't even purchase any more food. So that's why you'll see some of the donation boxes in the building that we have here, because what they're trying to do is to make sure the food pantries have what they need. Our request would be over and above that. So we have Team Chatham members making donations in all of our county buildings, and we would just encourage the public and the board to be a part of that process as we try to find solutions for our residents.
All right. Question from Commissioner Noah.
In regards to that food drive, can we put something out publicly of where to drop this
So
food off?
what I just showed you is on our website, but I can work with PIO and they can put a note in there. If you want to drop off, you can do it at any county location.
Throughout the community would be bad, if there's ways we can, whether it be a fire station or somewhere out in the community.
I don't know all the buildings we have the drop boxes, but we can put a
Okay,
list on there.
thank you.
Yes. Thank you all.
Thank you. Yes, sir. All right. Director Surhead? Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yes.
All right, give me a motion to request a vote approval for the resolution for the state and federal legislative priorities.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Properly motion and second that we approve. All right, are you ready for the question? Please cast your votes. Thank you. Now, Director Surhead, thank you for catching me.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'll try and be extremely brief today. Hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving. So just the update on the fentanyl, update with the overdoses and everything. We're making a lot of progress. So year to date, we've had 28 call-outs. 17 of those were survivals. And then the actual overdoses, we're at 29, which you can see is drastically lower than the last 2 years at this time. So I think, everything that we've put in place plus what's going on nationally is affecting that number and bringing it down. Pretty excited about that. So we've had 21 of those 29 tox screens have come in. Predominantly it's the fentanyl. But we do have some other overdose deaths with the cocaine, and we will get on the scene at times and find out with the tox screen that it wasn't an overdose. It was just natural death. We had 5 of those, and then we had 3 of them were meth with various kinds of drugs, and that's not uncommon that someone that has had a long-term addiction that eventually succumbs. So. We've really stepped up and we put just this year alone well over 700 people through the ADAP trailer. We've had that out numerous times. We had a couple events where we've gotten 60, 70, 80 people through that. Pretty labor intensive, but once again, if we can get somebody in the one side, by the time they get out the back, they're no one's ever said, well, that was a waste of time. So we've got three of the OD cases are prepped and ready to go for grand jury. We're in the final stages of sitting down, presenting that to the state grand jury. We've got one case that's already in a judicial process, both federally and state. This federal investigation that we did, or the case that we did that is going federal, is a double overdose. So we're very excited about that case, getting it into the federal system there. So, and then the only other thing I'll talk about that in a minute. All right, the TAC teams, they're functioning just fine. We are in a little bit of a lull, not work-wise, but presentation-wise. Okay, both the TAC teams and the major case teams, we are in the middle of major cases that aren't ready for me to kind of unveil. The PPI program, it is just going, I don't think I could have ever imagined how successful this is going to be. So this year every year we got to train a new crop. So we've added schools, but we've trained 272 high school students that will then in turn go in and present to those middle schools. So we plan on affecting about 250 middle schoolers by the time we get through doing the presentations and everything. So we've got 10 high schools participating. When we first started, we had 4. That was like 3 years ago. So every year we're gaining ground, and we're going to touch 12 middle schools. I don't know if you guys were able to see this in the paper, but that was front page news in the Savannah Morning News. Very proud of the PPIs and what they're doing. They're every time we come in contact with them or we go, they're very excited and they want to do more. So I think the whole program is pretty much now rooted in the school system, which is where the schools and us and the mediations wanted to be. It's a part of what they do every year. We've got two new hires that we've brought on. We hired a financial investigator, which I cannot tell you how well that is turning out, bringing to the table. This guy's retired DEA. He was an agent for 30 years, and then became a financial investigator on top of that. So he came to us probably about 6 months ago, and we're already bearing fruit. He's not only doing what he's supposed to be doing, but he's educating and teaching all my agents. So we're really we're going to hit him a lot of different ways. So I'm very excited about that. Last 2 days we interviewed for an intelligence supervisor. We completed those interviews yesterday. We haven't really announced who we're going to pick, but that should be on board. I'm very excited about that because there's a lot of different data programs out there that I'm looking at that I don't necessarily have all the time to dig deep into it to make a decision. So I'll have him overseeing the intel unit and bringing us in some more technology. And then we have the Fusus program is up and running. Fusus basically is going to tie in all of our cameras into one system, from our drones to the helicopter to our pole cams to everything to the flock cameras. It ties everything in. So it really streamlined and has really bolstered our capabilities. Even being as shorthanded as we are, I don't think we're skipping a beat. So, and that's it.
Questions? Great. All right, Commissioner Hodge.
Thank you, Chairman. For the financial investigator, are
Yes,
they
ma'am.
addressing like fraud through cybersecurity breach and
No.
individual fraud?
If it ties to a drug case, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, what this person is extremely knowledgeable, has been to all the investigative and financial background to where when we identify a drug dealer, we're not only are we doing the criminal drug investigation, we're doing a parallel financial investigation.
Thank
That's
you.
what that's bringing to the table.
Okay.
And also, the finance can go to the chief, because remember the chief gave us that example of the lady who lost about $65,000.
Yes.
All right, so that can go to the chief. All right, if you have wind to anything of knowledge, give it to the manager so he can give it to the chief. All right.
Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Lockett.
Yes, thank you. There is an acronym there, FUSU, I believe.
Fusus.
Fusus.
Yes, sir. So that's the name of the program. It's an Axon product. But what that does is it literally ties all of our cameras into one platform so we can put them up on a screen. It's designed to have a real-time crime center. Okay? So, SPD has those cameras, has that system. So now we did an MOU with SPD. So all the cameras that they have already got access to, we now have access to. So, all the way up I-16, it's a pretty neat system.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so it's gonna really bolster our capabilities.
Good.
Commissioner Farrell.
Thank you. The fentanyl deaths in Chatham County have dropped drastically.
Yes, sir.
Do you attribute that to a more informed a person that maybe is taking less or
You know what? I would love to say,
medical-
I'm gonna, we're gonna take credit for it, but that's not really accurate. I think, in all honesty, we're seeing the benefit of our overall opioid response here locally. So we're educating, we're enforcing, we're strictly going after the overdose deaths and letting everybody know, that's gonna sting. If you kill somebody, we're coming after you, okay? And so, not only that, but then at a national level and a federal level, they've highlighted it and they're putting it on the radar and they're advertising and educating. So it's the whole package that has caused these numbers to come down. And I said from the beginning, we weren't at DEFCON 5. I mean, we weren't off the charts here in the county. We just had to right the ship. And I don't know of any other county that has the comprehensive package response that we have from the PPI program, the overdose death program, the adult education program, the Healing Hearts, where we're supporting the families and that have lost one. I mean, that whole package there, I don't know of any other community. There may be, but I don't know of them.
Well,
So I worry about this community. So I think it's the whole package, Commissioner.
Okay. Well, I want to recognize you and your department for putting that package together.
Well, thank you.
And having real results. A lot of times governments start programs, finance programs, and, it just goes nowhere. But this one, from 23 to 2025, has shown remarkable results, and that's a great matrix, and very
The other thing
happy with
is
that outcome.
The other thing is it's not costing us anything other than time. So we have funded all these projects with that opioid settlement abatement money. So we're not adding anything to anybody's budget, other than the time and the energy that we have to. And it is time consuming, but it's worth it.
Yep. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Noah.
I know these numbers were local and how we're trending. What is the state and national trends?
I think they're trending down also, but I don't think they're trending down like our numbers.
Okay, that's what I was.
I could be wrong there, but I just from, listening, we all listen to the daggum news and everything, but I don't think they're trending down like our numbers. You betcha.
All right, Commissioner Milton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to congratulate you on the work because, like you said, what you're doing here is local. But it was just on news a couple of days ago that there was fentanyl in the storage unit. And when they brought all that stuff out, they even had the presser, the powder.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it had been there for a while.
Yeah.
Whoever the drug lord
We've
was.
seized probably 5 or 6 pill presses in the last 2 years. I mean, it's a poster in the ADAP trailer, and every one of those field tested positive. So not only are there cartels and big organizations across the country shipping pills, our local drug dealers are pressing these pills and putting fentanyl in them. So we got to let the kids got to know that because they don't know the difference.
All right.
Thank you for what you do.
Commissioner Kicklighter.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I just want to tell you thank you. I believe it was C&T. I don't know if it was you at the time because it started a while back, or if it was Serhat.
Everett.
Yeah, I don't remember which one of y'all actually was up here, but y'all told us how one little grain could kill you, and that was done way before the national media came out with. I mean, I'd never even heard of it before that point in time, and y'all warned and.
I remember sitting here using the word fentanyl and saying, I don't know what you're telling me. And I'm like, hey, it's coming, it's here, and we got to deal with it. So, and a lot of that was because I was with DEA, and I was stationed in Knoxville, Tennessee, and Knoxville got hammered.
Yeah.
So I already knew about it, and I knew it wasn't as bad, but we didn't even know.
Right.
I mean, I'm like, okay, what are our numbers? Well, we weren't doing anything. So we didn't even know how bad it was or wasn't.
Well, you're doing one heck of a
So,
great
well,
job.
my team's doing it.
We surely, I mean,
I just kind of,
I remember that, because I started trying to warn people back then that to let their kids know, no matter whether they think their kids are good or not, just let them all know that they could take one little tiny pill thinking they're doing something that's not right, but not, you know. shooting
the
heroin
other
or
thing,
anything,
and
and
just
they
real
could
quick,
die.
I want to thank Jonathan Hart's office. I wanted to see if we could copyright the PPI program. And so working with Jonathan Hart's office and Andre, they were able to, we put it all together, and that whole program, as of this week, beginning of this week, was shipped to the U.S. Copyright Office to get copyrighted.
And that's
So
great.
that's kind of neat.
That's great.
Well, it'll be copyrighted, and the only reason, I mean, I don't think we need to make money off this or anything, but I did not want the program to get watered down.
Right. Because we've been through that.
It's too important, it's working perfect, this is the program, we'll give it to you, we'll help you, but I don't want it watered down.
Yeah, because if you all remember, and I might be bringing something that you don't know, but remember when the opioid problem started, Chatham County was one of the first counties to get involved, all right? We got involved before the state got involved. And then when the lawsuit came down, and we were in there, and the state found out how much money it was, all that got switched around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got pushed to the side, but so I don't blame you for getting it copyrighted, all right? And if it make
Well,
money, it makes
it's the
money.
counties, and it's not,
Yeah,
never mind.
when I say you, I'm talking about
Yeah.
because it's the county involved.
Yeah.
And we just thank any other now. Any other? All right, thank you so much, sir.
Everybody have a nice Thanksgiving.
Same to you.
Sure, thank you.
All right. May I now have a motion to accept the action calendar's entirety?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Properly motion and second that we accept the action calendar's entirety. Ready for the question? Please cast your votes. All right, thank you. There are no first reader. And now, as I read the second reader, may I have a motion to table it?
Motion to table.
Second.
All right. There's a motion on the floor to table the amendment to Chapter 12. We're ready for the question? Everybody cast your votes? All right, good. Mr. Manager, don't have any information?
You,
All
I know
right.
there's at least one person in the audience that might want an explanation why we're taping.
Oh, okay, yeah, let me just say, there are legal questions that we need to answer, all right? There are definitions that need to come together as to what is motorized and what is not motorized, okay? So, because of all those legal questions, we're tabling now to see if we can get enough information before we bring that back, all right? Yeah, don't mind explaining it to you. That's it. Anything else now? All right, there is a need that'll come up for us to have executive session. May I have a motion to do so? To recess to executive session.
Litigation.
For litigation.
Motion to.
Second.
Probably motion and second that we recess to executive session for litigation. You ready for the question? Please cast your votes. All right, we recess.